Welcome to Flourishing Flame, from burning out to burning bright with therapist and coach Leah Brown. Are you a people helper or caregiver, feeling overwhelmed, distant, cynical, and crispy around the edges? Join me to defeat burnout by learning how to manage stress and create deep connective relationships with others so that you can pursue your calling, providing light and warmth to those around you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 45 of the Flourishing Flame podcast. I'm your host, Leah Brown. If you're listening to this episode the week that it's dropped, it's the week that we celebrate Thanksgiving Day in the United States of America. It's an official holiday dedicated for thankfulness. And I would like to start with thanking you. Thank you for choosing to listen to this podcast. This podcast is dedicated to people who help others, people that truly see others, whether it's professionally like teachers, nurses, and other medical helpers, or firefighters and other first responders, or human resource professionals, counselors, coaches, and other nonprofit people helpers. It's also dedicated to people who help others in their family and or community. This includes caretakers, whether you're caretaking for a parent or you're a parent that's taking care of your own kids. And I know that I have students that also listen. You're the people that see others and see beyond just their physical being, but actually see them to their heart and see them to their needs, and are the people that help them when they're having a bad day. For first responders, I know I hear often that your every day is someone's worst day. And so I just thank you for your willingness to give of yourselves. I created this podcast 1 year ago, actually. November 6th, 2023 was the first episode. And I created it to offer you encouragement to keep you from burning out so that you can continue to serve others, serve people with a full cup or with a bright flame, if you will. Thank you for your flame of kindness and warmth to other people, to the people that you see around you every day. We've been talking a lot over this last several episodes about meaningful connection, and I wanted to talk to you today about that connection between gratitude and that meaningful connection. So, you know me, I like to start with definitions, but gratitude is an emotion of the heart that it is excited by a favor or benefit received. And gratitude is good for you. The CDC says of gratitude that gratitude may be the best kept secret in reducing stress and feeling better. Practicing gratitude every day can improve your physical and emotional well-being. And an article from the Mayo Clinic, they talk about the benefits of gratitude, saying that if there were a pill that could do this, we'd be taking it daily. So what does gratitude do for you? Well, practicing gratitude has the ability to change the way our brains and bodies adapt to the world around us. Studies have shown that gratitude actually facilitates more efficient sleep. So this reminds me of one of my favorite Christmas movies, White Christmas. And Bing Crosby sings a line in that movie. I love musicals. I think if you've been listening for a while, you know this. But he sings the line, "When you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sleep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings." Well, in addition to facilitating better and more efficient sleep, gratitude also increases your immune function and assists in weight management. In fact, studies have found that people who keep a gratitude journal have a reduced dietary fat intake as much as 25% lower. It also helps to lower stress hormones like cortisol. They're 23% lower in grateful people. Gratitude lowers your blood pressure and actually helps you to have better heart health, specifically less inflammation and healthier heart rhythms. Gratitude improves your mood and lessens anxiety and depression. And when you practice gratitude daily, it actually can reduce the effects of aging on your brain. I mean, with all of these benefits, gratitude is just such a good thing for us. Beyond these physical things that we can notice in our bodies, gratitude helps us to have a higher self esteem. It decreases our stress level. It gives us higher levels of optimism. And all of these things are things that gratitude is great for. Beyond all of these physical and emotional benefits for ourselves personally, gratitude helps us to develop stronger relationships. Gratitude enhances our personal relationships by helping us to have mutual appreciation for each other. Expressing gratitude shows that you care. It can be as simple as saying thank you and acknowledging even the little things, like someone holding the door for you or taking your order. Or it could be saying thank you for bigger things. Often we don't take the time to tell the people that we're closest to how we're grateful for them. It can be someone that is a friend, a coworker, maybe even someone who you have as a supervisor or a supervisee. All of those people, all of those relationships, even saying thank you to our kids, thank you to our spouses, thank you to our parents if they're still around. Expressing gratitude acknowledges a good deed by another person. It demonstrates a value not only of the deed, but also of the person. Expressing gratitude reciprocates the kindness shared and felt in your relationship. Expressing gratitude helps to celebrate the positive elements of your relationship. And that celebration actually brings both sides closer together. Expressing gratitude makes us feel happy, satisfied, and it paves the way for future acts of kindness in the relationship. Gratitude primes our mental pump. You know, when you're looking at buying a new car and you see that car everywhere, when we are paying attention to the things that we're grateful for, we see more things that we're grateful for. And when we go into our relationships that we have these meaningful connections or that we're trying to develop meaningful connection in, when we start looking for those things that we're grateful for in that person and in that relationship, we see more evidences of things that we're grateful for. There was a study done at Berkeley that was focusing on looking at how gratitude affects us long term and found that the more you are grateful, the more activities that you do that encourage gratitude in your life, the greater the effects on your health and on your relationships continued. Several episodes ago, we talked about a relationship account, right? And that when we put deposits into that relationship account, it helps us to grow the balance, if you will. And so we can do that with gratitude. We can, through gratitude, thank people for things that they've done for us. Actually name the thing that was done, not just, hey, thanks for being such a great friend, but thank you so much for calling me when you knew that I had this medical procedure that was happening and checking in on me. Like those specific things that we can express gratitude for are these deposits that we're putting into our relationship account. We can do this through a phone call. We can do this through a text message. We can do this through writing a card. I mean, how often do you get mail that is not a bill? And so all of these ways are ways that we can put deposits into our relationship account by expressing gratitude for those around us, through those that we love, and creating a deeper and more meaningful connection. You might be listening and saying, okay, Leah, I see areas where I can express gratitude, but I really don't even see that many. And sometimes when we are feeling overwhelmed by life and feeling burnt out, we can start to lose the sensitivity to the things that we're grateful for. And I just want to give you some simple things that you can do to kind of fine tune your ability to notice the things that you're grateful for. And I'm going to throw some of these things out here. I'm not saying do all of them. I'm saying if there's something that sticks out, that's something that you can do that will kind of help you to recover your own self. When we're burnt out, when we're overwhelmed, when we're suffering from compassion fatigue, we can feel like we're not our own selves. And being able to explore gratitude can bring you back to a place of equilibrium where you're able to see yourself more accurately, where you're able to see other people and to see their contribution in your life even better. So, one way you can do that is by having a gratitude journal. It can be in a notebook, it could be on your phone, but just taking the time to write down every day one thing or maybe three things that you're grateful for. Adding gratitude to your schedule or routine is a way to help with this. You can set a timer for this is when I'm going to write down something I'm grateful for, or attaching it to something that you do on a daily basis. Maybe it's when you're drinking coffee in the morning, or maybe it's before you go to bed. Another way you can sensitize yourself a little more to gratitude is by mining for the good or finding for the good in a situation. It's kind of similar to the idea of finding the silver lining. What is something that is good that's happened in this situation, and expressing gratitude to yourself or to someone else? Another thing that can help is to catch gratitude from other people. When we can be around people that are grateful people, then there's a tendency that we have to do that too. Just like if you're with someone who's complaining a lot, you tend to complain more. When you're with someone who is grateful, then it helps you to be more grateful. That can be through people that you know, or it can be through learning about other people who are grateful. There's a biography that I remember reading years ago about Johnny Erickson Tata, who, even as a quadriplegic in a wheelchair, she has such a great perspective of gratitude. You could even do a search online for videos about gratitude and things to be grateful for. And it's amazing what you can find, what people have put out. Another thing that you can do is to develop your sense of wonder. One way to do that is just to pay attention to your five senses. Actually, take a moment to do that right now. What are five things that you can see around you right now? What are four things that you can feel with your body right now? What are three things that you can hear right now? What are two things that you can smell at this exact moment? And it's not cheating to smell your clothes or your hair or something that's around you. Now, what's one thing that you can taste right now? And again, not cheating to put something in your mouth, but just being able to develop a sense of wonder, paying attention to the things that are going on around you. And then finally, one of the ways to help to fine tune your sense of gratitude is in connecting with others and taking the time for conversation, taking the time to laugh, taking the time to express your gratitude with them, maybe even watch White Christmas. As we're growing in gratitude in our lives and as we're connecting with others, that gratitude will flow into meaningful connection, and meaningful connection will flow into that gratitude. Our gratitude for that relationship develops a connection even deeper. And the connection being deeper gives us more that we can be grateful for. I am grateful for my connection with you. Every time that I get ready to prepare a podcast, I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about how I can best help you and what is meaningful for you. I would love your feedback so that I can make sure that what I am providing for you is helpful for you and it gives you what you need. Thank you again for being with me for this first year of our podcast journey together. Thank you so much for what you do in your world around you, at work, at home, at the grocery store, that allows other people to be blessed by your flourishing flame. Until next time, take care. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode added kindling to your flame, Please leave a review and pass it on to a friend who could use some encouragement. You can connect with me and find additional resources at lealittlebrown.com. Now go forth and burn in all your brilliance.